What's up, Guardians? Profane here. Thanks for checking out the video. Today we're going to be covering the top 5 must-have exotic weapons that every new or returning player needs to have at the ready. With a new expansion coming up soon, we can expect to see a lot of changes and a lot of new challenges, including a new version of Tormentors that players will need to overcome. And whether you're a seasoned veteran or just starting your journey, this handful of exotics will provide you with unique benefits that will elevate your gameplay to an entirely new level. Kicking off our list, we have an exotic that will slice through champions and bosses with unparalleled levels of damage. The Lament Solar Sword, available through a self-titled Beyond Light exotic quest. This lethal blade is not only a sight to behold, but it's also a devastating weapon in any up-close combat. And I know that swords aren't for everyone, which is the main reason that this exotic is coming in at number 5. This weapon pierces barrier shields, it blocks almost any enemy attack, and it heals you as you're using it. With multiple attack options that deal out an incredible amount of damage, the Lament is an exotic that should never leave your side. Coming in at number 4, we have another exotic that will pierce barrier shields, the Witherhoard Kinetic Bow, available through a Forsaken exotic quest that takes players into the Shattered Throne. Since the introduction of champions, there's only been a few exotics that have been reliable each and every season in legendary missions, nightfalls, and other endgame content, and the Witherhoard has been one of those. While it might not be as hot of an item right now in Season of the Wish, this is an exotic that will surely come in handy when the final shape arrives. Moving into the top 3, we have the Witherhoard, available through the exotic kiosk at the tower. At one point, the crown jewel of grenade launchers was the Monarque, but then the Witherhoard came around. This kinetic grenade launcher has made quite a name for itself as a means of enhancing one's damage output. This exotic creates a blight field on impact that deals out an insane amount of damage over an extended time period to any enemy that's standing within that blight, making this a perfect option during raid and dungeon damage phases or when running through missions solo. The Witherhoard also has a special interaction with 2 other exotics on this list, the Witherhoard and the Malfeasance. Both of those exotics will deal 25% additional damage to any enemy who's inside of a blight, which could greatly improve the performance of your entire team. And now for the number 2 exotic on our list, the Tractor Cannon. This exotic offers so many benefits that are going to help when you're by yourself or when in a team. It is a shotgun, so you do need to be close to your enemy, but that can be a good thing when you're getting bum rushed, because once you press that button, anything that's not a mini-boss or stronger is going to get launched far, far away. The most useful thing about the Tractor Cannon is that it amplifies the damage output of all of your equipped weapons and abilities. When enemies are hit by the Tractor Cannon, they become suppressed, which temporarily takes them out of combat, and it gives you and allies a 30% bonus to all damage dealt to that enemy. Since the Tractor Cannon causes enemies to become suppressed, it will also stun overload champions. And finally, claiming the top spot on our list, the Malfeasance, available through the Darkness in the Light exotic quest. Over the last few seasons, this exotic has received a ton of significant upgrades, including a new catalyst, which has allowed this weapon to become one of the highest DPSing kinetic weapons and one of the most powerful exotics in all of Destiny. With its burrowing rounds, it'll make quick work of any unstoppable champion. It's especially useful against taken enemies, but it pretty much melts anything, including raid and dungeon bosses, especially if they're taken. Getting the Malfeasance is not an easy task, but it's one that will pay off big time in the end, as this will be an exotic that you'll need to have at the ready when the final shape arrives. And with that, we've rounded out our top 5 must-have exotic weapons that every new and returning player needs to have before the final shape releases. As I said earlier, there's a ton of strong exotics in Destiny, but there's one that didn't make today's list that I still want to call out as an honorable mention, and that is Monarque. a void bow that's just as powerful, if not more so, than the Wishender. Monarque has the ability of weakening groups of enemies, and even stunning overload champions, which makes this a great exotic choice in several different legendary and master lost sectors, nightfalls, and legendary missions. And with that, we have finally, officially, come to an end of today's video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these exotics and what your preferred exotics are. Let us know down in the comments below. Thank you as always for checking out the video. If you enjoyed and found it helpful, then be sure to hit that like button below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated, and both really do help support the channel. If you're a new Light Guardian, just starting your journey, or a battle-hardened veteran, just looking for a new home, then be sure to check out the Discord link in the description below, and join one of the greatest communities in all of Destiny. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you all some happy hunting.